is officially November, and that means Election Day is just 1 week away.
And we are in the final countdown and the final push for candidates to gain votes. Montgomery County Board of Elections officials say turnout so far has been great. 61% of absentee ballot requests have been received by mail. So Mamie Baugh, investigating the trends of the election season, the issues mobilizing voters. How many people are registered to vote right now?
Well, we have more than 366,000 people in Montgomery County that are registered to vote. And we're going to give you a breakdown of those numbers here. So I'll look at your voter registration here. So you have Republicans, Democrats, and you have those who are not affiliated with either party. So when it comes to your Republicans, you have at least 55,000 that are registered as Republicans, right? So we'll go back here, we'll look at your Democrats here in blue, of course, and you'll see you have at least 48,000, those 48,000 who are registered as Democrats. We go back and we look at your people who are not affiliated with either party, which is the greatest number here. You have 263,524. So that's really a big number. And so when you look at that and you look at the number of people in total that are registered to vote, that's about 71%. I spoke to experts about the numbers.
Those numbers, though, show that, this is a competitive county. This is often a bellwether county. Montgomery County broke for Biden by a small number in 2020. It broke for Trump in 2016.
So maybe what issues are mobilizing voters this year?
Well, Adam, of course, there is a lot going on. You have Roe versus Wade being overturned. You have inflation, the economy. So a lot going on here. And of course, do not forget your local issues. And according to the New York Times, when it comes to abortion, Ohio is one of 10 states that saw a jump in the number of women that started voting, that registered to vote. And so when coming up at 6:30, we'll hear from the League of Women Voters also what they're saying about young people. Back to you.
Mamie, thanks. There are new concerns tonight about armed poll watchers intimidating voters. It's not an issue here in Ohio just yet, but in Pennsylvania and Arizona, masked poll watchers are showing up at voting sites with guns and vests, claiming that they're there to spot fraud. The Montgomery County Board of Elections says it's been in touch with both parties to make sure that there are no issues here locally. We're told law enforcement will also be on standby to help if needed. The BOE says in terms of voter fraud, state and local officials are already taking steps to prevent it.
Voters can help us by having the correct ID, making sure they're registered, making sure that they go to their correct polling location. Those are all steps in which move the voter along in the process, but it also makes sure that we have that secure election.
Now, Montgomery County is training more than 1,600 poll workers to help voters get their ballots cast correctly. This will not only make sure no fraud is happening, but also ensure that voters feel safe in each polling location.
And there is a lot on the ballot this month, and with 7 days to go, several states have key battleground races because control of the House and Senate is at stake. Coming up at 6:15 here, what to expect.
And for everything election related, we have it all for you in one place. Just go to Dayton247now.com. We have interviews with all the candidates, information about local issues, and also resources to help you prepare to vote. Just click Beyond the Podium under the News tab. And for all of the latest election updates from the campaign trail, be sure to keep up with us at Dayton247now on all social media platforms.
All right, let's talk weather now. After a couple days of a lot of rain, it's calmed down. It's actually really nice. This week looks like it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, beautiful week ahead for us. Not feeling like November, though.
No,
that's for sure. It's pretty mild out there. We have sunshine after a cloudy start to the day. We finally have managed to see skies begin to clear. Sunshine across the area with temperatures in the 60s. 63 is our current temperature. We have a mostly sunny sky. Winds from the southwest, about 9 miles per hour. Going to continue to overall see those clear skies through the rest of the evening, and eventually temperatures will fall. It's going to get a little chilly overnight. 63 in Dayton. We have 61 in Springfield, 61 in Urbana right now, 63 in Greenville. So through the rest of the evening, temperatures will fall into the upper 40s. Now with a fairly calm wind and those clearing skies, temperatures falling into the upper 40s, we could potentially see some fog develop by early tomorrow morning. So just something to keep in mind for our morning commute. You may want to allow some extra time with some of that fog around. But coming up, I am talking about some 70s in the forecast. So I'll let you know when they arrive.
Natalie, thanks. Today, the 2-day sentencing hearing for the Parkland mass shooter begins. The victims' families got the chance to address Nicholas Cruz directly. They told him how the shootings turned their lives upside down and what they hope now happens to him.
You don't know me, but you tried to kill me. I will have a scar on my arm and the memory of you pointing your gun at me ingrained in my brain forever.
He was even arrogant enough to plan a disguise, believing that he would be able to escape his actions as my sister lay dying on a classroom floor.
And every November 1st, I will be blowing out my birthday candles. And you know what my wish will be? That you suffer a painful, violent death.
In 2018, crews shot and killed 17 people and hurt 17 others at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. A judge will formally sentence him to life in prison without parole after a jury couldn't agree on the death penalty. Under Florida law, a death sentence must be unanimous.
Former President Trump doesn't have to hand over his tax returns to House Democrats, at least for now. Chief Justice John Roberts putting a temporary hold on the handover. This gives the Supreme Court time to consider Trump's emergency appeal. If Roberts hadn't intervened, the tax returns could have been handed over as soon as Thursday. Roberts is giving the House committee 10 days to respond. Lower courts have ruled the House has the right to obtain those tax returns, but Trump claims it's an overreach.
Police are now taking responsibility for the crowd surge that killed at least 156 people in South Korea over the weekend. South Korean police say that they received many urgent calls about the potential danger of the crowd, but the chief says officers did not respond to the reports in a satisfactory manner. 2 American college students studying abroad were killed in that crowd surge during Halloween festivities. One of them, the niece of an Ohio congressman attending the University of Kentucky. Well, the man accused of attacking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband in court today. Adam is at the Now Desk. Do we know the charges yet?
Yeah, we do. 42-year-old David DePape has been formally arraigned on several state charges. That includes attempted murder. He pleaded not guilty to all of them. Police say he broke into Pelosi's home on Friday to confront the speaker, but she was not home. Instead, they say he attacked Paul Pelosi and hit him with a hammer. Now, DePape is also facing federal assault and kidnapping charges. Pelosi expected to make a full recovery after surgery to repair a skull fracture. Parties will be back in court Friday to determine where a preliminary hearing will be held.
And in the aftermath of that attack, the U.S. Capitol Police Chief says more funding is needed to protect lawmakers due to political climate. Today's political climate, Chief Tom Manger says that the attack on Paul Pelosi is a reminder of the dangers elected officials face. So he's now calling for more resources to provide additional layers of physical security for members of Congress. Manger says it's a tense time in American politics and notes that U.S. Capitol Police monitor thousands of situations across the country to stop potential threats.
All right, a much lighter note now. Halloween has come and gone, and parents, you delivered some great photos, many great trick-or-treating chime-ins. It's very hard to pick just a few. We'll start with this adorable picture of Jeremiah and Daniel, who win as Salt and Pepper. Thanks so much to Amy for sharing. And take a look at Jessica's beautiful Minion family. They're dedicated to this Despicable Me theme. It paid off. Thanks for sharing this. And here's my girls, who win as a police officer, a ninja, and Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games. They had a great Halloween, and as you can see, they are drunk on candy there. So thank you very much for sending all these photos to of your families and your kids. Please check out all these great submissions we got on Dayton247now.com. Just click on Chime In at the top of our homepage. And parents, if you have some more photos you'd like to share, you can scan this QR code. It'll take you right to our Chime In page. You can upload them right to us. You might even see them live here on the air.
And if you have leftover pumpkins, the way you dispose of them can have a big impact. Rotting pumpkins actually release methane, a greenhouse gas that contributes to global warming. So if you can, compost them, and it can help the environment and control the stink. This is going to return the nutrients and gases back to the soil, making great ground for growing. Just be sure to remove the seeds first. You can also donate your pumpkins to local farmers so that they can be used to feed livestock, or maybe even the most fun option, just to smash them. Just be sure to break them down into very small pieces so that you can spread them around for local wildlife. But again, make sure you get out all those seeds. And of course, the last option, you could just eat the pumpkin if it's still good. Roasted seeds, pumpkin pie, and other treats, all fall favorites.
What is shaping up to be a tense election night? And after the break, a close look at what midterm races could determine who gets control of Congress.
And no one won the Powerball drawing last night, so the jackpot has grown again. Up next, just how much money is now on the line, plus the likelihood of hitting all 6 numbers.
Plus, I'm tracking a mild start to November. How long we'll see this mild weather coming up? You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
A foggy wake-up in Washington, D.C. and also in Alabama this morning. Fog forms in the morning because it's usually the coolest time of the day when temperatures drop to the dew point temperatures and relative humidity approaches 100%. And while Indiana is now experiencing peak fall colors, it's what you see in the lake that makes this photo extra special. A swan enjoying dinner dockside.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Twitter.
A live look at the U.S. Capitol building now, where in a week's time voters will decide which political party has the most power. All 435 seats in the House of Representatives are up for grabs, as well as 35 in the Senate. There are a handful of states that are central in the fight over party control, and one of those states is right here in Ohio. Until we get those results, voters say their frustration with Washington is driving votes both ways.
Are you happy with the options you have this year in the Senate?
Not really. Politics totally for the last couple of years is crappy.
And there's a lot of dead meat down there.
Do you think that Washington is fixable?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get the right crew in there as president on down, yeah, it can be fixed.
Coming up at 6:30, hear the full breakdown of the most high-profile seats on the ballot and what each party will need to get control in our nation's capital.
Well, it was a cloudy start to the day, but those clouds have cleared out of the area, as you can see here on our satellite and radar. Starting to see lots of sunshine just in time for sunset. Our storm system has made its way off to the east, and we have some pretty quiet weather thanks to high pressure sliding its way in. So moving through time, we have high pressure taking over. A little storm system to our south will bring some clouds in for the start of the day tomorrow, as well as some areas of fog by early tomorrow morning with temperatures falling. But otherwise, mild conditions taking over. We're talking upper 60s for Wednesday afternoon. By Thursday, we're going to be pretty close to 70 degrees. And then Friday, I am thinking we will be seeing those 70s in the forecast before our next weather maker does begin to approach us. This is what's going to be moving in for the upcoming weekend. I'm going to talk about that and a look at our temperatures coming up.
Natalie, thanks. A Westchester man accused of killing his wife and 3 members of her family in 2019 back in court today. This after a jury deadlocked in his trial just last month. As David Winter reports, today's proceedings show just how contentious this case really is.
It's been a week and a half since a jury failed to reach a verdict for Gurpreet Singh. The motions today about as unusual as that mistrial.
Namely, the state's motion for Judge Greg Howard to recuse himself. Prosecutor Mike Mosier saying the judge had a bias to leading the jurors toward a mistrial, which included a representation of a plaque that the prosecutor says is in the judge's chambers in full view of attorneys before him.
It tells all that anyone needs to know about your bias towards attorneys on both sides. Not just the state, not just the defense, and all attorneys that come before you for whatever reason. It tells who you are, who's in charge, and who we are as attorneys.
I apologize if I offended anyone by anything in my office, but it doesn't show, to me, the type of person that I am.
Judge Howard denying the prosecution's motion to recuse himself, appointing Singh new attorneys, and pushing ahead towards retrial.
The prosecutor says he plans to file with the Ohio Supreme Court to recuse Judge Howard by this Friday. He says he's going to retry Gurpreet Singh sometime in 2023. In Hamilton, this is David Winter. Now back to you.
The Supreme Court has sided with the TSA ruling that the agency does have the authority to require people to wear masks on planes, trains, and other forms of public transportation. A California attorney argued the TSA was overstepping during the pandemic. The High Court says TSA has a responsibility to maintain security and safety within public corridors. TSA has ended a mask mandate this past April after the CDC's mandate was struck down in Florida. Delta Airlines pilots could go on strike soon. Adam is at the Now Desk, and how could this impact holiday travel?
Well, the good news is it won't happen until after the Thanksgiving travel surge. In a union vote, 99% of Delta pilots authorize a strike if necessary to get a new contract. They say they're working with an outdated one from 2016. According to the Airline Pilots Association, pilots can't just walk off the job. There would be steps that include a 30-day cooling off period, so it shouldn't impact your November travel plans. Delta officials say they're seeing progress in negotiations and do believe they can reach an agreement.
The United Arab Emirates and U.S. have signed a deal spurring $100 billion in clean energy investments. If all goes as planned, it'll result in the development of 100 gigawatts of clean energy by 2035. The deal focuses on supply chains for clean energy, managing carbon emissions, nuclear energy, and industrial decarbonization. The White House says that the deal is a major win for the president's climate agenda. A story now from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. The $2.2 million expansion of a Dayton nonprofit is now well underway to boost its staffing and also serve more people. The Good Neighbor House on East 1st Street will wrap up the second half of its project at the end of the month. The nonprofit provides medical and dental services to the underserved and uninsured. The expansion will now create a dedicated space for both medical and dental services. Good Neighbor House also has a food pantry that served nearly 28,000 people in 2021. And we have all the details right now on Dayton247now.com. You can find this story plus others like it right there under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the news tab. Well, $1.2 billion is up for grabs in the Powerball drawing. That's a cash value of more than $596 million. There wasn't a winner Monday, so the jackpot has grown again. The next drawing is tomorrow night, so you can get your tickets ready. Nobody has hit all 6 numbers since the beginning of August. That makes 38 consecutive draws without a winner. The odds of taking home the prize, though, 1 in 292.2 million.
All right, there's a beautiful live look from our Kettering Health Sky Cam tonight. You can see the sun finishing setting there in the distance. Beautiful day today, and it sounds like the rest of the week, Natalie, is just going to continue that trend for the beginning of November.
Yeah, very warm forecast, certainly warmer than what we typically see as we're kind of heading into Christmas season here. Definitely going to feel more like early fall days.
I already saw lights getting on people's houses already.
Yeah, decorations are already out and everything. Wanted to take a look, though, at meteorological fall because we are heading towards the final month of meteorological fall, which is November. So take a look at the average high temperature. So we start out in the lower 80s at the beginning of September. For the first day of November, we're talking about upper 50s. So 59 is the average high for today. We made it into the mid 60s. We have 70s in the forecast for later this week. And then notice by the end of the month, our average high temperature actually drops into the upper 40s with a warmer than normal temperature trend sticking around really for the middle of the month.
Natalie, thanks. Halloween has passed and now the holiday season is just weeks away. Still ahead, how you can get into the jolly spirit in downtown Dayton. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
As November kicks off, it is the season to get in the holiday spirit. Elise Coulter has a big announcement from the Dayton Arcade.
It's November 1st, so of course we're already going to be talking about Christmas. And one of the biggest things here in downtown Dayton, of course, is at the Dayton Arcade. Holidays, just announced today, is coming back for its second year in a row. It's exciting. It's something that last year was the first year in 30 years. There's going to be more than 30 vendors here. There's going to be live performances. There's the 4th Street's going to be lined with food trucks. The Contemporary Dayton's going to have their co-shop open. I mean, it is a really exciting time. Folks gather from everywhere to come here. Last year, I know it was a huge event. It's going to be kicking off this year on December 6th and going until the 8th from 3 in the afternoon until 8 in the evening. So that's 6th, 7th, and 8th, that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in December from 3 to 8 p.m. So make sure you come on downtown and check it out. It is, of course, going to be an amazing time, and I am so excited to come out and check it out this year. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, not quite feeling like the holiday season as far as temperatures go. We have a very warm forecast ahead for us. Here's a look at what's going on. Mild start to the month. So we have mid to upper 60s on Wednesday, upper 60s again on Thursday, and then notice by Friday and Saturday, we do have temperatures that manage to climb back up into the mid 70s. So well above normal for this time of the year, upper 60s by Sunday. So very warm forecast ahead for us. Normal high temperature in the upper 50s. So we're going to be sitting at least 10 degrees above normal for these next several days. Now by the weekend, we do have some rain chances that will make their way in really late Saturday, Saturday night into Sunday. And then another chance for a few showers at least on Monday. But even with that rain, temperature-wise, we stay pretty mild with those above normal temperatures. Right now, it's really looking like not until the middle of November we'll start to maybe feel some of that chillier November-like air make an appearance.
Darn. I'm
Yeah,
so
I know.
sad about that.
We'll soak this up while we have it, right?
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Natalie, thanks for being with us. Remember, you can always connect with us on social media. We are headed over to Fox 45 next. We hope you join us there. Good night.